narrow gauge rail. Financing negotiation ongoing for Ibadan Kano standard gauge rail project as well. Roads. He talked about PIDF investing over $1 billion in 3 flagship projects: Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Second Niger Bridge, Abuja Kaduna Zaria Kano Expressway. Executive Order 7 mobilizing private investment into the development of key roads and bridges like Bodo Boni in Rivers and Apapa Ochodio Woronchoki or Jota in Lagos. Highway Development and Management Initiative, a public-private partnership program to mobilize in its first phase over ₦1 trillion in private investment into development. So if you take a look at the ports, you have a lot of them. Completion of new terminals for international airports in Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and Port Harcourt. Construction of new runway for Abuja and the Enugu International Airports. Presidential approval for 4 international airports as special economic zones: Lagos, Kaduna, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Development of capacity at the eastern ports. Approval of 4 new private sector funded deep sea ports: Lekki Deep Sea Port. Construction already well underway for completion in 2022. Bonny Deep Sea Port, Ibom Deep Sea Port, and Warri Deep Sea Port. In December 2017, Calabar Port commenced export of bulk cement to Tema Port in Ghana. Many won there. On power, this government also made quite a lot of claims here. Energizing education program, taking clean and reliable energy, solar and gas to federal universities and teaching hospitals. 4 universities completed and commissioned already: BUK Kano, Funai in Ebonyi, ATBU Bochi, and Fupre in Delta. Energizing economics programs, taking clean and reliable energy, solar and gas to market across the country, and so on. National mass metering program, one of the least listed investment here. So far, more than 500,000 meters have been delivered to the discos, and more than 280,000 installed. And Solar Power Niger is there. Nigeria Electrification Project is also there. I provided grants for the deployment of 200,000 solar home systems, impacting 1 million Nigerians. So fact checkers have a lot to do when they begin to shred these claims and be able to fact check them. On housing, there were many statements here: oil and gas, and so on and so on. I would have loved to go on. Agriculture, Anchor Borrowers program was mentioned here. But let's go to the issue of social contract. What did Buhari say in 2015 when he took the oath of office? And let's compare them with what we have right now. We'll also compare some data and see how far we have gone so far right here in Nigeria. So let's go with the data quickly. Where we were and where we are. It's an issue of data here, and so that we can both look at it together as a people and try to understand the issues very clearly. Okay, so let's look at FG debt service to revenue. From 2019, it was 59.56%, but now in 2020, it's 101.5%. So 2020 revenue, 2.55 trillion naira, but 2020 debt service is 2.58 trillion naira. That's a figure for you for this administration. And so you begin to think about some of these figures right here and understand it clearly. Yes, clearly you understand it. Let's look at what Buhari said about security. You know, I said the government told us that insecurity will not define this administration. So what did he say on Boko Haram at inauguration?
The Nigerian press is the most vibrant in Africa. My appeal to the media today, and this includes the social media, is to exercise its considerable powers with responsibility and patriotism. My appeal for unity is predicated on the seriousness of the legacy we are getting into. With depleted foreign reserves, falling oil prices, leakages, and debts, the Nigerian economy is in deep trouble and will require careful management to bring it around and to tackle the immediate challenges confronting us, namely Boko Haram, the Niger Delta situation, the power shortages, and unemployment, especially among young people. For the longer term, we have to improve the standards of our education. We have to look at the whole field of Medicare. We have to upgrade our dilapidated physical infrastructure. The most immediate is Boko Haram's insurgency. Progress has been made in recent weeks by our security forces, but victory cannot be achieved by basing the command and control center in Abuja. The command center will be relocated to Maiduguri and remain until Boko Haram is completely subdued. But we cannot claim to have defeated Boko Haram without rescuing the Chibok girls and all other innocent persons held hostages by the insurgents. This government will do all it can to rescue them alive. Boko Haram is a typical example of small fires causing large fires. An eccentric and unorthodox preacher with a tiny following was given posthumous fame and following by his extrajudicial murder at the hands of the police. Since then, through official bungling, negligence, complacency, or collusion, Boko Haram became a terrifying force, taking tens of thousands of lives and capturing several towns and villages, covering swaths of Nigerian sovereign territory. Boko Haram is a mindless, godless group who are as far away from Islam as one can think of. At the end of the hostilities, when the group is subdued, the government intends to commission a sociological study to determine its origins, remote and immediate causes of the movement. It sponsors the international connections to ensure that measures are taken to prevent a recurrence of this evil. For now, the armed forces will be fully charged with prosecuting the fight against Boko Haram. We shall overhaul the rules of engagement to avoid human rights violations in operations. We shall improve operational and legal mechanisms so that disciplinary steps are taken against proven human rights violations by the armed forces. Boko Haram is not only the security issue bedeviling our country. The spate of kidnappings, armed robberies, herdsmen farmers clashes, cattle rustlings, all help to add to the general air of insecurity in our land. We are going to erect and maintain an efficient, disciplined, people-friendly, and well-compensated security forces within an overall security architecture.
That was the president in 2015. And so listening to that speech again tells you that he understood the dynamics of our problems. And later part of that speech, he said, we can fix our problems. But there's this particular mantra that he said there that day that caught the attention of the world. Listen to this one.
Having just a few minutes ago sworn by the Holy Book, I intend to keep my oath and serve as president to all Nigerians. I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
The president said that I belong to everybody, I belong to nobody. How much has he held on to that mantra? Has he been true to it. How about him declaring that we have the power to fix our problems? Have we been able to fix our problems? Here is President Buhari again.
At home, we face enormous challenges: insecurity, pervasive corruption, the hitherto unending and seemingly impossible fuel and power shortages are the immediate concerns. We are going to tackle them head on. Nigerians will not regret that they have entrusted national responsibility to us. We must not succumb to hopelessness and defeatism. We can fix our problems.
Buhari said we will not regret entrusting him with our nation. So, are you regretting? I'm just asking, just a question to ask. Dan Agbese, the back page of Nigerian, The Guardian, wrote an article last week. He called it The Promises of 2015. And Dan Agbese said, in keeping with our political tradition, President Buhari must show the nation his report card on his obviously and unarguably sterling performances in office since the last time he took the oath of office. Right, so he said all of these things are there for us to see. And then you heard what Lai Mohammed said. He said insecurity will not define the legacy of Buhari. And so I'm asking, what will define the legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari? I'll be back in a moment. Stay with us, and so you have opportunity of calling us. Don't go away.
Don't worry, Ma. He'll be home on time, just like his dad.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ma. I'm cooking their favorite jollof with Sonia tomato mix. They are here.
Hey, is the jollof ready?
See? Right on time.
Your loved ones will always rush home for tasty meals prepared with Sonia tomato mix.
Mommy, the jollof is yummy.
I wouldn't miss this jollof for anything.
It's so good eating together with a family.
Yes, Ma. All thanks to Sonia.
Sonia tomato mix brings you together. Proudly Nigerian.
Attain the knowledge you require to join the broadcasting industry. Splash FM Media Academy offers premium training to both aspiring and practicing personalities. And enroll now at Splash FM Media Academy for a certificate of proficiency in broadcast journalism. Splash FM Media Academy courses include Introduction to Presentation, Basic Production, Digital Media, Yoruba Presentation, plus interactive practical mentorship session with veterans and industrial placement. To register, visit the Splash FM Media Academy beside White House, Felele, Ibadan. You can also register online at splashfm1055.com/academy or call 0705-439-3332. Visit our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Splash FM Academy for more details. Realize your potential and pursue a career in radio broadcasting today. Splash FM Media Academy, preserving media integrity.
Nowadays, I keep saying "aww" a whole lot because everyone would stop surprising me. My hubby does the dishes and prepare the kids for school before I wake. Aww. Even when my daughter makes me a cup of tea with 3 Crowns milk.
Mom, we've got you now and always with the low cholesterol goodness your heart needs to keep the rhythm of the family going. 3 Crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
It's game night at the Bensons and everyone's having fun. Then, this.
Hey, son. What's the matter? You too? No way.
Don't let coughs and the common cold ruin your fun time. Tuxil range of uniquely formulated day and night syrups provides effective relief from cough and cold. Product may cause drowsiness. Tuxil, the job gets done when the cough is gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
all the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting because all the shine. Lush hair, lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Child blessing. Your Bobo don't dash you gift again.
He bought me the new itel P37 smartphone, and right there, I got a free gift and 3,000 naira airtime.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. The itel Mega Sales promo is on. Buy the new itel P37 and stand a chance to win a package of itel family products like itel TV, itel laptops, and many more. Promo runs from now till the 30th of June. Terms and conditions apply. itel, enjoy better life.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
When woman become mama, e get another level where she dey take the city. So mama sabi when gbege like pain dey knock for door. Mama no send o. She carry M&B paracetamol tablet wey dey kick pain with alacrity. The red one or the syrup wey get pineapple taste take sama aches and pains comot for her family. Mama dem wey wise up trust me and Becca pass 70 years when e don dey take care of people body. Abeg make you give aches and pains red card with M&B paracetamol. If wetin dey do you no vamoose after 3 days, abeg go see your doctor. M&B paracetamol, pain no fit stop you.
Splash FM 105.5.
According to data from National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's unemployment rate increased to 33.3% in fourth quarter of 2020 from 27.1% in the second quarter. Chronological data shows that the figure is projected to increase further in 2022. In the second quarter of 2020, youth between the ages of 15 and 24 have about 6.8 million Nigerians out of job and another 7.1 million unemployed. It was reported that Nigerian youth eligible to work is about 40 million, out of which only 14.7 million are fully employed. The recent data also buttresses the high rate of Nigerians seeking greener pastures outside the country, with most of them highly skilled and looking for a job of the future. According to most recent data, in 2019, about 12,600 Nigerians gained permanent residency in Canada, helping the country to become the fourth leading source country of new immigrants to Canada, behind India, China, and the Philippines. Reacting to the unemployment rate in the country, some Nigerian youth have the Nigerian government to blame for its inability to provide enabling environment for investors to thrive.
There is no security in Nigeria, so that security cost of production, your power, cost of running government in Nigeria is high.
We don't have enough resources. That bounce back on our leaders to an extent. Project that they were supposed to give out to people that are probably unemployed and yet they have a handwork or something, they decided to allow it circulate and miss their own self.
Look at this road now. We need road maintenance so much, and their engineers are turning to bankers.
There are always two sides to a coin, and some people blame the government for the unemployment rate in the country. Some, however, believe there is more to do by individuals.
Unemployment can be the government has not provided job for you. You have not gotten a suitable job you want to do, or you have been lazy. You don't want to work. Majority of people are looking for white-collar job.
Pride has taken over a lot of us. A lot of youth will tell you, Amy, with the whole of my certificate, we need to forget that pali we are carrying up and down, and also.
They, however, believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel if the government can take up its responsibilities by creating a learning environment and also overall academic syllabus, which they described as archaic.
Government, if they can fix the power system, another thing was security. You work on the security.
The roads that need maintenance, it is people that will maintain it. Employ them to do the job.
The arrangement for education is made, but the arrangement after education isn't made. It's not complete.
We need to change our curriculum. The youth has to start thinking of creating jobs for themselves. We can blame the government from now till Jesus Christ comes.
There is a saying that of all aspects of social misery, nothing is as heartbreaking as unemployment, and nothing gives man joy than having a source of livelihood. Ayo Olubusi, Splash FM News.
Thank you, Ayo. Unemployment count then, that is in 2019, was 5.53 million people, according to the NBS. That's about 7.50%. Now, it's 23.19 million. So from 5 to 23 million. And the percentage now is 33.30%. So those who were doing nothing at that time was 2.45 million. Today, MBS says there are 12.16 million doing nothing. Those who are doing nothing. Those who were fully employed then were 67.9 million. But those who are fully employed now are just 30.57 million people. Labor force then was 73.44 million. It has been reduced to 69.68 million. Working population then was 102.8 million. Now it has increased to 122.05 million. Youth unemployment 6 years ago was 10.40%. That's 3.65 million people. Youth unemployment right now is 12.72 million people, 42.49%. And you are still looking for the unknown men or men gone known? Okay, urban unemployment, 1.92 million, 8.78%, but now 5.07 million, 31.30%. So, let's talk. I'd like to hear you speak with me. It's 7:30. It's 8:30 rather. It's 8:30, right? 8:30. So, for 5 minutes, I'd like to take your calls and see what you can tell me about this administration. What will define the legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari? Good morning. Who's on the line, please? Good morning. Welcome.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Let's talk. Oh, that's gone. Please call me again. 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 0706-949-3000. We are also on Facebook Live. So if you want to join me on Facebook, please do endeavor to join me. 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 0706-949-3000. So I've reeled out the statistics to you this morning. You've had the president make those promises. How far has he fulfilled those promises? What, in your opinion, would define the legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari as we've clocked 6 years of this administration. So I'd like to hear your opinion on this matter. I've seen quite a number of comments on Facebook and on Twitter, so maybe I should just read some of them before we get... Okay, somebody's on this line. Let's see who's here. Hello. Hello, good morning. Okay, you're on. It's rolling. We couldn't hear anything. Okay, that's gone. Maybe the numbers again: 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. So when you get on the line, we will take your calls. So let's get to the Facebook and see those who are making their comments right there on Facebook this morning, so we can read from you and get your perspectives on the matter today. Here on Facebook, let me quickly take this one. We asked this question, and Ima Esang here says, the legacy of Buhari will be his unbelievable ineptitude, absolute disregard for the laws of the land and human rights, as well as his blatant bigotry. He said no amount of infrastructure development, and he said which infrastructure serve can make up for that. Akimbolu Shere here, okay? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You have to lower the volume on your radio set, please. Yes.
I said in support of your program, sir.
I didn't hear your name, but go ahead. Let's talk.
My name is Ajibade.
Ajibade, welcome, Ajibade. Yes.
I thought it's Splash FM.
This is Splash FM, yes.
Okay, we like your program and we support you.
I didn't hear what you just said. Hello, good morning. Yes, you said this is Splash FM. Ajibade, welcome. What do you have to say to me?
Okay, you may talk later, sir.
Sorry, please just call back. I couldn't even hear a word of what you just said this morning. So, well, anyway, if you still want to call us, you can call us. But let's move on to our next part of the program. Whoever wants to call, you can keep calling. When you call, we pick your call. Maybe for the numbers, again, 0809 155 1055. So let's kick off the next issue that we have, a citizens gavel time. And so I have okay, let's pick that. Yes. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please lower the volume on your radio set so that we can have a good conversation. Yes.
Okay.
Why do Okay, yeah, let's talk now. Yeah, let's talk.
There are some negatives which organization they leave behind. It's not only bad.
Yeah.
At least during COVID-19, the kind of income the country have, the government could still manage to pay the salaries of workers. The government should be commended for that. Oil price drastically dropped, and they still managed to do that. So I think if the government tried in some aspects, we should commend them. It's not in every aspect they keep condemning. And look at petroleum products. All this agriculture will not have scarcity. What is there? I know the government, this government failed in the aspect of security and economy, but still they should be commended in some aspects. Security is not only happening in civilization, it happened in the previous civilization. In fact, hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Make your comment and let's round up. Yes.
Even during the nighttime time, there were bomb blasts everywhere. In fact, because when you wake up, you have the bomb blasts here. So, we should not make it look as if this organization, there are some positives in this organization. So, we should commend them if we see the positives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, if you notice when I started, let's see who is here. When I started, I rolled out the things the government has said it had done so far. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, well, it's rolling, but we couldn't hear a word from you if you want to call back. All right, so let's go to Citizens Gavel, and I have right here with me, sitting down, and let's have a wonderful time together on the program today. Love Ikine, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's good to have you join us.
Thank you.
So we want to look at the challenges against enforcement of human rights.
All right.
So maybe the digital rights will also come as part of our discussion.
Okay.
So let's look at the challenges. What are the challenges that you can identify?
All right, thanks so much. I think 2 weeks ago I was here and I mentioned something about first of all, the problem we have with enforcement of monetary judgments in Nigeria, and it's a very great challenge which is still ongoing in Nigeria. Section 84 of the Sheriff Civil Procedures Act, which needs the consent of the AGF for the enforcement of monetary judgment, probably against a public officer in charge of fund, for example, the police or a state government or something like that. So that is one major problem we have against enforcement of fundamental human rights judgments. Then also the elephant in the room at this moment now, we all know that courts have been on strike for a while. JUSUN, that's for like 8 to 9 weeks thereabout, and nothing has been ongoing. The judiciary has just been, clamoring for, and rightly so, financial autonomy.
Except for judgment on political issues.
Yes,
that you heard.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, and it's if there is any fundamental human right breach at this point, or that has taken place in the past 8 weeks, it cannot even be attended to in the first place, because the judiciary wants something. Until that thing is gotten, courts would have to be on hold, and it's
so
affecting everyone.
Yes,
and the lawyers are suffering. Everybody is suffering.
Are lawyers suffering?
Yes.
How?
For example, let's say lawyers actually make earn a living from going to court, litigation lawyers, and also they expect that when clients come to them, for this professional fee for their service, when clients are not coming around because courts are not functioning, everybody's on hold, money is not coming in, and so litigants are suffering, Nigerians are suffering, and the lawyers themselves are not also excluded from what is happening at the moment. So this issue of the JUSUN strike, financial autonomy of the judiciary, is something that has greatly impacted how the acceleration of fundamental human rights matters in Nigeria as we speak. Then also, let's say, financial autonomy is cleared out of the way, courts resume sitting and all. We also have the issue of funds. In Nigeria, there's paucity of funds. The percentage of people, of Nigerians that are in middle class or low class of the economy is pretty high. And so when lawyers even come with their professional fee and all of that, people may not be financially capable to, or some citizens of Nigeria may not be financially capable to actually bear the financial impact of instituting an action under the FAIR rules against probably a state or a public officer or that
a department of
yes, that has actually infringed on their fundamental human rights. Then also we have organizations like ours, CSOs, NGOs and all. But then again, compared to the ratio of NGOs to the number of Nigerians that actually have their rights infringed upon daily, there's quite a very large, disparity. The question then becomes, how many cases can 2, 3, 4 NGOs handle, in a day? We actually try our best, but we must the issue of funds, the issue of financial capacity to actually follow through with fundamental human rights enforcement when a person's rights have actually been infringed upon is something that we must take into cognizance as one of the issues that actually really affect how far a person can go to enforce their fundamental human rights when it has been breached.
I love to bring live examples. This week we heard about it was a story of what happened to Showore. The report was it was shot. Later on, the police said it was a tear gas canister that hit him or the rest. Now, was there a fundamental right breached in that process? If you had examined that situation,
yes, there was.
What right?
Now, he was tortured. That is a form of torture, which is every citizen of Nigeria, has the right to be treated humanely.
But when you go to a place where the police said, "Don't come and protest here,"
every citizen of Nigeria has a right to peaceful protest.
But when they say, "Don't come to this place, come and protest, don't come here,"
it is not.
Does government not have a right to say,
"No,
don't come to this space"?
If the person or if the individuals or the organizations are not infringing or are not going past or are not breaching a particular law, every citizen of Nigeria has the right to protest
anywhere they like.
Anywhere, and that's why people can come,
including the government property.
So far, you're not destroying it. You're not doing anything that is against the law. Holding up placards, in peaceful protest, not doing anything. Airing our grievances. We have a right to air our grievances.
Who determines that it's peaceful? What if while they are doing this procession, some people hijack it and begin to destroy?
When it gets to that point,
we should wait.
Did it get to that point? I don't think it did.
Should we have waited until it gets to that point before we disperse them? Or before the government would disperse them?
When there is reasonable, if there's an inkling that, it will probably get to that point, of course, reasonable measure of force can be used to disperse. Reasonable measure. So when you see innocent, people, Nigerians standing, carrying a placard or something, and you decide to fire, live rounds at them or open tear gas canisters at them, it is not commensurate. It is not something that should be heard of from the Nigerian police force.
So you feel that his right to movement, his right to protest,
his right to being treated humanely
and being treated
has
humanely
actually been infringed upon.
So how can he enforce his right here?
Like I've always said, and I'm so sure, like my colleagues have always said, the courts always remain, the hope of every common man, of every citizen in Nigeria.
But just not cripple the court right now.
Well, I think it's a temporary glitch that everybody is actually suffering from, but the end result, would actually yield is something that we all we would appreciate as Nigerians, as lawyers, as litigants. We all would appreciate the end result of what financial autonomy, the impact of judiciary having autonomy as far as regards its finances, the impact of it.
Now, the issue we're discussing is the challenges against enforcement of human rights. And we've discussed about the administrative, we've discussed about the processing and the rest. I'd like to look at one very fundamental issue.
Okay.
How would a litigant destroys our own case in the process of enforcing your human rights? What are the mine that could be somewhere that you might trigger or that you might do to destroy your own case?
All right. Most times when there's a process, an organizing process for fundamental human rights, your rights have been breached. It's actually a straightforward matter. The court grants accelerated hearing to such matters. So your lawyer has already prepared the affidavit, prepared everything, and you ensure that what happened probably maybe between a public officer like the police force or any officer of, a public arm of government, you ensure that what exactly happened, is replicated in the process.
How?
Now, and that's why I said that, of course, you will need the help of a lawyer. It is a lawyer that would, draft out all of these things, the series, as the events unfolded. You're saying, okay, for example, the Showore matter. Please. Oh, at so and so time, I went to so and so place for, a protest.
There's a way to express this thing.
Yes.
And so you need a lawyer to express it. Yes,
you would actually express it. Oh, there was no, probably there was no harmful object or anything with me. We're not carrying any, at that time, we're not doing anything, that could breach the peace at that particular time. All of this have to be stated, very clearly. Of course, there are some technicalities which shouldn't even be, especially when it comes to, fundamental human rights enforcement. There are some technicalities that, the court should actually bypass. For example, where are you filing the matter? And all of these things actually have to do with the lawyer. It is the lawyer that would actually guide you through the process.
And that's part of the challenges, actually.
Yes, kind of.
And so if you don't know those technicalities, you might also destroy your own case.
Yes. Because I think it's really important for a lawyer that, that has an idea of the processes for, enforcement of fundamental human rights, or the process, or the particular, court, so that, if a particular matter happened here in Oyo State, we know that, let's use the High Court in Oyo State. There's no reason for us to go and file it in the High Court in Akwa Ibom, so it's all of those things actually count, and it's still a process to actually bring in the courts to decide cases on their own merits, and let go of technicalities that can actually be waived to ensure that fundamental human rights is the hearing is accelerated and the process goes on smoothly. So
if they want to reach out to Citizens Gavel, how do we do that?
You can reach out to us via 0810-284-2542. I'll take that again.
Yes.
0810-284-252.
I'll take it again.
0810-284-2542.
2542. Lovey Kine, thank you very much for being on the program today. And we thank Citizens Gavel for this time. All right, so Citizens Gavel will be back next week for another topic on how to enforce your human rights. Thank you for staying with Splash FM, and we thank you always for being there. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. We have a nation to rescue, and we all have to be on it. Good morning.
Captain.
Yes, coach.
Shebi you sabi say if this our school go follow carry shoulder for people wey sabi